versus Night Elf, one of my favorite maps.
Ready to work.
Standard build order, so let's put fast forward.
Ready to work.
You build the farm, you don't finish it, you put the peasant to build the barracks, then with the next peasant comes out from the town hall, you finish the farm,
Ready to work.
and so on. Chase the wisp, get the first footman, send the first footman to scout, get archmage, keep making peasants, get the third farm. I'm not gonna take a 24, I wanna take a 30, because I wanna have a lot of foodies. First foodie goes to scout.
Job done.
And okay, so I see he's going Panda, which is quite not really the standard. So I always see either Keeper or Demon Hunter, but I prefer the Panda 10 times to the Keeper because he's got no entangle. So especially at level 2, level 1 and 2 is not gonna do shit. But of course, as soon as the Panda hits level 3, it's going to be dangerous and do a lot of, potentially a lot of damage. So just keep making peasants for the time being, and footmen of course. Even though footmen fall off very fast versus the Panda, because like I said before, as soon as the Panda hits level 3, these foodies will just melt. So I don't want to overinvest in foodies, but at the same time it's the same with rifles, because Panda does a lot of damage to rifles, so I'm going to get the cheaper units, and then we will see if I'm going to make some breakers or what. But the priority is to get my level 3 right now, so with those foodies I can do some power creeping. Still, okay, I'm teching now. His tech, I'm assuming is going to be ahead, because oh, not so much really. To be an elf, his tech is barely faster than mine, so I don't know why his tech is so late. Still level 1 only, and he only has one Ancient of War. He overinvested in Moonwells, that's why his tech is so late. Look at the number of Moonwells, because with the Panda you need of course the mana regen, and so he got a lot of Moonwells. But that makes his tech very late. So his second hero is gonna be late. I'm gonna get level 3 here. All of my foodies are low HP, I need the shop. Otherwise the first breath, even the level 1 breath is gonna wreck those foodies. A little bit of a miss rally here. I'm building the shop because I need it. Blacksmith in the back. Level 3 is achieved. It's time to heal up and hope for the best. In the meanwhile, we can see he's doing some more creeping. He's still only level 2, quite under leveled. He should have gone for this camp, I think. If you open Panda, you either harass and then build an Ancient of War here and then creep this camp very fast, get a good item and get close to level 3. His creeping is very slow, I would say it's too slow to be playing Panda. And I think now I should go on this side of the map. Let's see if I do that. Looks like I am doing exactly that. I got a clarity, so I'm full of mana. First rifle is in production. You can see I really have a lot of foodies. 6 foodies. Because 1 is still at base, and because I have the Wand of Illusion I decide to be aggressive here. And I get this nice cancel to his expansion, so that's huge. He wanted to expand, but it's going terrible for him. And look at this now. If he had crapped with the Panda and the Ancient of War this camp, now we could hire mercenaries, it would be higher level and it wouldn't be ensnared by the creeps. But because he didn't creep that camp, he took a lot of damage, he lost 1 unit, and now he's down to 3 Huntresses and 1 Archers, but he's backed up by those Moonwells, so those Moonwells are potentially very nasty. And yeah, I get the Naga, so I get the second hero. I got militia to the tavern to hire the Naga. I'm gonna get another hunt. Oh, I was miss micro. Didn't get the Huntress because I wanted to save my foodie, but now he's got full mana. I mean, it doesn't have full mana, but it's got lots of clarities, but it loses 2 more Anthracys, so that's very good for me. And thanks to the slow of the arrow, I'm able to put more damage to this Panda. However, I'm not gonna be able to kill him because he's got all of these moves. It's still night. He's tried to put damage on my Archmage, but I got 2 rings and 1 glows gauntlets of Ogre Strength, so I got some additional HP. I don't think I can get this Panda because he's very fat, he's still half HP and he's got still some moon juice, so... But I think that's a mistake, because his moon juice is over, so I should commit here, but I don't want to lose my Naga. So I commit indeed. I'm committing, but you see the Naga is so squishy, doesn't have any item, and I decide to TP out because I don't want to lose my hero. I don't want to feed this Panda level 4. If he gets the Naga, it's gonna be level 4, and I don't want to fight against a super high level Panda. Otherwise, it's going to hit level 5 too easily. And these rifles were reinforcements, but I had to TP out. So now I'm losing a lot of time here, and I'm even stuck, I guess. This is very bad. I lose a lot of time here. With this TP, I could just use it to reposition and go here to instantly creep, but because of this closed base, because of not leaving one space, I have to kill one farm, and now I supply stuck and I cannot make more units, so that was bad. But I got finally some firepower in my army because I replaced the foodies with the rifles and they have 1 upgrade. First priest also, and I think now it's time to go on the middle of the map so he can't creep it. You can see his army is ridiculous. He's got 3 Anthraces, 1 Dark Ranger, and the only scary thing is the Panda, really, because his army is going to lose to mine, because rifles own Anthraces. Hopefully I'm going to get a decent item here. He's got 3 Anthraces, 1 Dark Ranger. His army is going to lose to mine. Tome of Experience, I decided to give it to the Archmage for the Brilliance Aura. I want to get level 4, so my Brilliance Aura is gonna become decent at least. And
Research complete.
I noticed he still didn't creep this, but he has a Sentinel here, so he's gonna be able to notice that. However, I still commit to this camp because I'm sure I got the better army. So even if it comes to contest this camp, I'm confident that I can go on, and I get the Scroll of the Beast, very good item, because he already used a lot of Wisps and he didn't have the lures yet, so I'm sure he doesn't have enough Dryads for Mass Dispel. Get level 3 on the Naga with another Tome of Experience, I think, and amazing items, lots of healing, Evil Potion. And now instead of going for his base, I go for his expansion because I know how these Night Elves like to play. Even if he already tried to expand and I cancelled it, I'm sure he's going to rebuild it again, and look at this. He was trying to expand indeed. And with this firepower, maybe I should be able to get this. A Zapper would be nice, but I don't have access to any Goblin Laboratory because I didn't creep mine, and obviously I didn't creep his laboratory as well, so. But the firepower of the rifles is enough. They're 2-0 plus the water elemental, and the normal damage of the foodie is enough to destroy the Ancient of War. He's got quite a decent number of Dryads, but I feel like it's not enough to fight me yet. However, he's got those Kellys, which can be annoying because I didn't research the priest upgrade yet, and the rifles are too far up front. I needed to tank with the water elemental, but he catch me out of position. And he's getting a lockdown with the Book of the Dead here. I really need this spell. I think it's finished now. Nice dispel, finally get rid of those skeletons, but he got a lot of value from that book. And now he's TPing out. And he gets one more priest and I don't even get the dryad. Okay, I get the dryad. But he killed a lot over there. So that was a good trade for him. And okay, I get one huntress here, so that's better, a lot better. I need mercenaries now. I'm at 42 and he's at 31, so I still have a big lead, supply advantage, because of the damage I did with my first push essentially. And I want something tanky in my front line, so I get the Ogre Mauler here. But the problem is that I need to kill him fast, because the longer the game goes, the better it is for the Night Elf. I don't want him to get bears, so he can put Regio on the Panda, and then the Panda would be unstoppable. And I don't have any breakers, nor do I have the resources for one breaker. So I want to destroy him now, mass dispel on the Water Elementals. He uses 5 wisps for that. I'm not sure if that's worth it. I mean, he gets rid of all my wisps, but I still have mana for another. I mean, it gets rid of all my elementals, but I still have mana for one additional water elemental. And it's gonna be without additional wisps. Calling the militia, very nice to flank him. But I should position the militia on the Dryads. Okay, now I'm doing it. But you can see the bad thing about patch 1.32. 1.30.1 and 2. 1.30 in general. Bad patch for humans, because this militia really doesn't last long enough to do anything. As soon as my militia reach this base, they already run out of steam, so to speak, and they become peasants again. If I had those additional 5 seconds on militia, I would do a lot more damage to those Dryads. So I feel like militia really needs to be as it was on patch 1.28, because human needs that normal damage in fights. Human race needs those reinforcements. And still, look at the power of the peasants. Even if they are just in peasant form, they help a lot in this fight. They block, they do some nice damage, but I'm not able to click the town portal in time here, and mostly because of, like I said before, 300 ping in Lordaeron, so very big ping, and so annoying to play 300 ping, especially when you have to use town portals, potions, staffs and stuff like that. Nonetheless, I decided to stay here. I tried to go for the shop, but I don't think I can out-sustain him now, because I'm low HP. He's got level 5 Panda, he's got a potion of mana, he's got Moonwells. You can see it's an impossible fight. He's got Moonwells, he's got mana, I can't do anything. Dark Ranger gets level 4, I'm gonna lose all of my peasants here. And all of a sudden, it starts looking kind of bad for me, because with that, with the lack of the TP on the Archmage, because of the ping, I lost all my army and my peasants. If I could use TP on my Archmage in time, I would save all of my peasants, and I would save yeah, more units in general. So now I drop at 27. But he is at 18 as well, so he's got nothing, keep in mind. He lost both of his lowers, so he can't produce anything. He's got just his hero with full mana, 2 scary heroes, but he lost his production buildings. And that's why I still have a big shot to win this game, because I'm 5-4 as well, so hero level wise we are the same, but I have my production buildings, so I can produce right now. He can't, because he doesn't have production buildings. He's just now rebuilding his rolls, even if they build pretty fast. You can see he's looking for the Creepjack, but I'm not over there. I'm creeping this, which is the best thing I could do right now. Getting a decent item. I got the Health Stone, very good. I like it even more than the Mana Pot in this scenario, because I want more survivability on my Naga. He goes for the big Breath of Fire, but I'm next to my shop, so I'm going to be able to heal up with clarities. I'm making priest. I got one breaker. And how could I possibly fight him here? His main weapon is those breath of fires. Breath of fire, so I need breakers, I think. Mass breakers is the way. And a couple priests to dispel the skeletons. Obviously I cannot go tier 3 because I don't have the resources. My army is still only 38 foot.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
And he's going for the expansion again. That's so freaking greedy. He should have just mass produced Dryads. Instead he's trying to go for this expansion again. That's why I can't read those people very easily, because they're so stubborn. If they start the game with a game plan like they want to get an expansion, it doesn't matter how many times you go and cancel it. They will keep, stubbornly, they will keep reproducing the expansion, even if your opponent has already shown you multiple times that is aware of what you're doing and that it's going to be over there cancelling it, or at least putting some serious damage in. He keeps going for these expansions. He wants that expansion. He's committing to that and he's not getting a single unit just in order to get these expos. So look at this, I got 44 and he's still only at 39. But this position sucks for me because he can throw those breaths from this choke and I don't have a surface to hit him with the rifles. So I need absolutely to reposition. Let's switch visuals. But now I'm at 50. I got level 4 now. I got level 5 Archmage as usual. But I got Scourge Bone Chimes. Not sure if I need it. And I'm getting one mortar against the Expo or against blockers in general, trees. It could also be going Mountain Giants, so I want to push right now before he gets like 2 Mountain Giants or like 4 bears. If he gets like 4 bears, I will lose the game. Even if he gets 2 Mountain Giants, I would be in serious trouble. So I need to push immediately, and that's what I'm doing. Talking about upgrades, I have 2-0. So not bad, actually very good. The best that you can get without investing too much gold, and boom. When I see this expansion again, I'm like, what the fuck, you expand for the 3rd time, really? And there's a mortar, so you see the value of this mortar is 2-0. Boom. Expansion goes down, there's no way to save it. Even with mass repair, which it doesn't have because it doesn't have any wisp. And like I said before, 1 giant, kind of scary because it's backed up by a lot of dryads, and breakers are not really the answer here because I was expecting bears. I mean, I made the breakers for the panda because they can burn him a lot. You can see he's out of mana, but he's trying to flank me. He's going for the mortars. 1 dryad falls, the mortar falls as well, and now he's kiting. I need to put damage on this Archmage, so I think on this Panda. So now I finally make the good choice, which is to split my army. So I put Archmage, Breaker, Water Elemental, Rifles on the Dryads, but at the same time I put the Naga on the Panda. So I can just push this Panda away and prevent him from casting 1 more deadly Breath of Fire, because he's level 5. So you can see all the Dryads are falling to the Rifles, and the Naga is doing some serious damage to this Panda. It doesn't have put speed, and the Folk Like Me kills the Panda. And I'm going to be able to get the Mountain Giant as well here, which is huge. And losing his first hero leaves the game, so... What can I say? A game that I dominated in the early stages, then I almost threw it away because of the bad ping and because of that TP that didn't go well. And then again, finding this expansion for the 3rd time and cancelling it, And him not investing into enough units allows me to take a good fight and win. But I should have won it already if I just TP'd here properly. I would save most of my units and I would have a lot more supply to just attack again and finish him off before he can even reproduce his lores.